सो लेट्स क्रिएट अ मेवन प्रोजेक्ट. मी ते जार ऍड वगैरे करत नाही बसणार. वी कॅन क्रिएट अ सिम्पल प्रोजेक्ट, नो प्रॉब्लेम. id com डॉट स्प्रिंग असं द्यायचं नाही. मी पहिले वॉर्निंग देतो तुम्हाला, कारण स्प्रिंग नावाचे ॲप्लिकेशन आहे. सो तुम्ही जेव्हा तुमच्या पॅकेजला स्प्रिंग नाव देता ना, मग ते प्रॉब्लेम होतो. सो आपण थोडं चेंज करून स्प्रिंग एक्झाम्पल असं नाव देतो, राईट. And let's say example one. So your artifact ID will be your project name and description is, हा इथं काय लिहायचं ते लिहा, because it is just a text. Spring basics examples, right? And let's finish. दिसत नसेल, काय प्रॉब्लेम असेल तर मला सांगा, ठीक आहे. Then now we need to get the Spring dependency and Spring DTDs, right? So we can go to the internet. Spring, हा हे पण चालेल. Spring dependency maven. So we can go to Spring framework, right? So there is a Spring core version. You can specify any of the version, right? Not supposed to, but that's fine. Let's go with this Spring core 6. Let's use other. Let's use a previous version. Let's go for what? To go with Spring 4 actually, 4.0 even, to be specific. Yeah. And let it be. There are some vulnerabilities, but no problem. Just click here, that code will be copied. So dependencies, this one. We'll check how many file it brings up. Spring core and logging, right? Then what else we require? Yeah, context will be required definitely. I just forgot it. So there is one more dependency we need, is the Spring context. And now you should use the same versions. That is the main thing that you need to take care. You have to go with 4.0. Here it is. Absolutely, there are relation between Spring Core and context version compatibility. So you need to take care of it. You just can't use randomly the versions. Then further, there are so many things. AOP is there and everything is there. Yeah. So you can see bean is there. If you see the jars, Spring Core is there, commons logging is there, so context is there, AOP is there, right? AOP alliance is there, bean is there, expression is there. So these are the required things. You should also make sure, make it clear that you will not have error here at this stage. So after this, you can simply write a file, and that is the XML file. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Have to delete this. In the resources, just create a file. What? File name for now it can be spring.xml. So here you should remember one rule that just like Hibernate, to create exact file with the name hibernate.cfd.xml. In case of Spring, you can have any name, it doesn't make any difference, right? Sure why it is giving me error, but that's fine. We go somewhere like Spring XML. Say spring.xml example for simple dependency injection of a class. Let's use AI for this. I mean, yeah. हे लिहित बसू नका. हे just copy it from somewhere. Bean we will see definitely, but at least this one, this part. So this is called as a DTD of Spring, right? Okay. So once you save this, make sure you don't have an error, right? What it says contains that's fine, right? So इसका नाम क्या रखा है? Beans. That means inside it will be having a bean, right? Just like this. And then again, very simple thing inside main, we'll have I'll create class and package together. So what is the package name? In our case, it's not just example, right? It's com.example1 and class name is, let me also add entities, and the class name will be employee. Oh, we remove this. I'll recreate it again. I'll just say employee main or Spring demo one. I'll do that. which needs a main method. So it will create a class with main function, right? And inside this, we will create one more class with the package entities. The name will be employee. And now, as we were discussing, let's make it implements serializable, nothing to do with this, right? And then private int id, private string name, private double salary, then employee constructor y, then employee parameterized constructor. That is not even required. Let's go with the getter and setters. And then toString is required for our own use. दिखाएंगे, right? So this is our bean class. There is no annotation required as of now till we are using XML. जब हम लोग XML यूज करना बंद करेंगे तब हमें annotation की जरूरत पड़ेगी, right? अब ये क्लास है, मैं एक टिपिकल डेमो फिर से दिखाता हूँ जो पहले करते थे विदाउट स्प्रिंग. What is that? Is we were doing employee even equal to new employee, right? Then even dot set id is something 101, right? Even dot set name is something Rohit. Even dot set salary is something, right? And then we used to print it. Nothing to do with this, that's why we are printing it. So we can simply execute this program. Why? Okay. We have a toString, right? Oh, my mistake. Need to generate a toString. We can keep this constructor, no problem. So we can run this. You can see this shows the program. But we are not going to do this anymore as we are using Spring. हे सच में सिंपल आहे. स्प्रिंग उगाच डोक्याला जास्त ताण घेऊ नका. काय नाही, ऑब्जेक्ट आपण नाही बनवायचं, तेच ते बनवेल. So let's go to Spring, and here we can provide a bean, and inside this bean, now I forget the syntax, let me refer it from somewhere. Yeah, bean id class property. Yeah, that's good, thank you. So bean id is not, I mean, so many people say, id is object name. It's not object name, it's the metadata configuration name. So you can create object using that id. I'm still saying employee, right? Then कौन से क्लास से बनाना है तो वो भी देना पड़ेगा. So in that case you need to write entire class name, qualified class name. Qualified class name means all packages, right? And then the class name, right? This is also enough. ये क्या करेगा, एक एम्प्टी ऑब्जेक्ट क्रिएट करेगा डिफॉल्ट कंस्ट्रक्टर वाला. अगर कुछ वैल्यू देना है तो यू कैन यूज समथिंग दैट यू हैव ऑलरेडी यूज्ड हियर, property. Now you have one specific rule that you must follow, right? You can even see here that property name is exactly same in this XML. थोड़ा भी चेंज नहीं होना चाहिए, राइट? एंड देन द वैल्यू कैन बी एनीथिंग, say 101, and then I'll end up this. So in this way you can call three different methods, right? ID, name, and salary. Here you may think like here we are directly accessing the name and name is private. No, when you are writing name, it will automatically call the set name method, which has a typical syntax set, set in small letter, n in capital letter, and then name. So that has some meaning. आपको मन मर्जी नहीं कर सकते. So it is calling the method. It is not calling, it is not directly accessing the variable name, although it looked like, right? This is one hand. This is about the metadata we are providing, right? And then we will come back to this. यहाँ पे spring create करना है. So inside a spring there is something called as application context. So interface. Most of the time it is, I mean the name of the interface is context only, right? Equal to, हाँ इसे एकदाच न्यू करायचं आहे. सो हम स्प्रिंग के लिए न्यू करने वाले, ऑब्जेक्ट के लिए नहीं. इट इज हियर वी आर इनिशियलाइजिंग स्प्रिंग इटसेल्फ, राइट? I forget the class name, but it is class path application XML context, right? Don't try to mug it up by hearted. याला उगच पाठ करायचा प्रयत्न करू नका. लिहून लिहून आपोआप लक्षात राहून जाईल. And then write here the class name, the file name. That is what? Spring.xml. More of like Hibernate. And now see the line application context equal to new class path XML application context. This line is responsible to initialize the Spring framework using this file. And now we can ask Spring that, hey Spring, give us a object of an employee. That is again very simple. So employee E1 equals to, not new, now there is a context dot get bean. तो किस क्लास का बीन चाहिए? तो यू कैन सिंपली से sorry, there are two methods anyways, so you can even pass the class name employee and then the class name, that is employee dot class. You are absolutely right if you are thinking कि सर ये सिंपल था ना, इतना क्यों झंझट करना है. तो आप जब प्रोजेक्ट करेंगे तब इसका एप्लीकेशन एक्चुअली समझ में आएगा. तब तक के लिए दिस कुड बी अ सिंटैक्टिकल बर्डन फॉर यू. यू मे थिंक कि नहीं, तो ओल्ड वाला ही सिंपल था, ये क्या कर रहा है. बट रिमेंबर हियर वी आर नॉट डूइंग न्यू and we are asking a Spring to give us the employee object of this class. Employee यहाँ पे है, ये दिया है यहाँ पे. Be careful. And now we can print that object simply C1. So let's run this. It is error. Why? XML bean definitions. Cannot find the declaration. Why? How come? A exception analogy. Well, yeah, I mean, this clearly says the um, exception that spring.xml is not, I mean, it's not able to search spring.xml. Let's delete this basically. Given the requirement. Maybe I should write like this, but that shouldn't have happened. That's fine. Cannot be open. I made it. What? Brother, let's do one thing. Just for running this for now, I'm just putting this file here in the SRC. Let's do it. We'll check back. Don't worry. There's something wrong in the file. What it says being contained typically exception has no ground DTD or schema. Broker, just a minute. Anyway, I forget to change this. I'm sorry. Name will be Rohit. This value is actually probably okay. I really don't want to do it, but now it's run it. Now it says cannot find. Oh, that's fine. It's supposed to. Give me a minute. Guys, I'm searching for you. Please give me some. एररच यायला नाही पाहिजे. ऍक्च्युली इथेच प्रॉब्लेम आहे. बीन I guess the schema is wrong. XML, NS, HTTP Spring Framework, ORG schemas, beans. बरोबर. Spring Framework, ORG schemas, beans. XML, NS, XSI. Okay, can understand. I need a schema. स्कीमा बाळांना ऑनलाईनच घ्यावा लागेल. देर इज नो ऑप्शन. एवढं कोण लिहित नाही बसत किंवा बनवत नाही बसत. देर आर सम वेज बट दोज आर समटाइम्स कॉम्प्लिकेटेड. सो दॅट केस हा पार्ट चुकलाय आपला बेसिकली. दिस वन त्यातला तो हा जो आहे XML, NS, XSI दॅट इज रॉंग. सो आय एम एक्सपेक्टिंग दिस टू करेक्टेड. ठीक आहे. सो आय जस्ट कॉपी दिस. आता ह्यात त्यांनी हा हा दिला W3 ORGच्या पुढं 2001 हे सगळं पाहिजे होतं. तर ते नाही आलं. वी विल बी चेंजिंग दिस. हा येस. आता इथे हे नाही तर इथली छोटीशी वॉर्निंग सुद्धा काय करू शकते हे तुम्ही आता बघितलेलं आहे. सो बी केअरफुल. एखादी छोटी वॉर्निंग असते तीच पुढे जाऊन एरर बनते या केसमध्ये. राईट. So that is the object we are here with, right? Let's do one thing. We check. Let's override that. What? Let's delete this. To keep it in resources. It's there. Let's solve that error too. Okay, let's solve this. Cannot find the beans. Cannot find the declaration beans. I'm surprised actually. Delete करून copy केलं तरी असं कसं झालं? Yeah, it worked. Okay. कळतंय मगाची थिअरी आणि आत्ताचं प्रॅक्टिकल एकच आहे गोष्ट. एनी डाऊट्स एनिथिंग? हॅलो.
सर कोड एकदा वर्ण वर्ण सांगा कुठे काय काय.
नक्की नाही. सो we have created the simple Maven application. Then we went to the POM, right? Inside POM, we have added Spring Core and Spring Context dependencies. Just search it on Google. Keep the versions specific 4.0 because new versions are having many new things. I don't want you to go with that at this point. Then we have created spring.xml. I copied this code from internet. It didn't work, so I copied the new code then later. So हा code internet वरूनच घ्या, right? The video I'll share again, so you can proceed it. And then we have created a bean inside it. But I mean, before creating a bean, we have created a folder structure pom.example1.entities, which has simple bean class, employee, implement serializable, private variables, default constructor, getter setter methods. Right. It also has parameterized constructor and toString for our own use. And now I'm using spring.xml and creating a bean inside spring.xml. This file can have any name. In case of Spring, you can write simply any name, काही restriction नाही. Now this has a bean tag. Bean tag is a metadata for the object that will be created by the Spring at runtime, right? So ID of that object is employee, class of that object is com.example1.entities.employee, then property will simply call a setter method basically, right? So each property, this will call set ID, this will call set name, this will call set salary, and these three values will be set to the object. So to make a Spring workable, we create application context equal to new class path XML application context, where we provide a XML file to the Spring and we initialize our Spring here, right? And then we ask for object to the Spring context dot get bean, and we are asking specific object here with the name employee, राइट तो वो ये ऑब्जेक्ट को ढूंढेगा और इस मेटा डेटा से एक ऑब्जेक्ट बनाएगा एंड देन इट विल रिटर्न दैट ऑब्जेक्ट टू यू in the form of e1, and for now we have nothing to do it, so we are printing that object. That's it. Clear?
Also,
Any other doubt?
nice.